y'all just sloppy. Answer to the street so we know just what is needed. Keep it underground, staying down cause we ain't greedy. This is where you find what is popping for the culture, where we keeping it on pressure, stay away from all the vultures. No scavengers here, just keeping it real. Big got it out the mud, but it's still so clear. So sit back, relax, and just let us lead you. If you're scrolling for the reason, then we don't need you. It's CXL, he can't be stopped. Riding dirty forever, the home of real hip-hop. Ride dirty, tell me y'all can't harm. I still living fly in the sky with a song. Ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty, tell me y'all can't harm. I'm living fly in the sky with a song. Ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty, ride dirty.
One time for the good people over at WRFG 89.3 FM. All right, definitely one time for the good people over at WRFG 89.3 FM. I also got to say one time for the good people over at Live 365. All right, Live 365. All right, Live 365. We have partnered up with Live 365 and launched our very own BDS internet radio station. BDS means this station tracks the plays, which means we are a legal internet radio station. So make sure you go to Live 365, download the Live 365 app, and type in the radio station Ride 95. All right, Ride 95, and definitely lock us in. We are an official BDS monitored internet radio station. All right. Also, gotta say one time for the good people over at our official sponsor, the I'm So Shirt Company, all right? I'm So Shirt Company. These shirts are designed with you in mind, designed for you to rep who you are and what you stand for. Make sure you visit them at the I'mSoShirt.com. Find out more about them. Let them know you heard about them on the Ridin Durty show, and let them know Vic XL told you you need to get yourself in a hot shirt, all right? Okay, now, today is Monday, May the 11th. Number one, I hope all the mothers out there had a beautiful, wonderful Mother's Day. Hopefully everyone had a beautiful weekend. And it seemed like we're slowly trying to creep back to some form of normalcy here in the world. But y'all still practice your social distancing and stay safe, okay? Okay, do that for me. All right, today, like I said, is Monday, May the 11th. Real quick, I got some celebrity birthdays I got to run down for you guys, and let me get everything opened up here. All right, first and foremost, I got to say happy birthday to, I don't know if we're going to call her an actress, model. I'm not sure what she likes to be classified as, but definitely got to say happy birthday to Miss Black China. Black China turns 32 years old today. 32 years old today. All right, I got a guest on the line. Hold tight. I'm going to click you in. All right, hold tight, and I got you. All right, Black China turns 32 years old today. Okay? All right, I also got to say happy birthday to my man. He doesn't have a job right now, but I'm sure it won't be no time soon. Mr. Cam Newton turns 31 years old today. Definitely happy birthday to Cam Newton. Also got to say happy birthday to one of my favorite rappers of all time, Mr. Ace Hood. Ace Hood turns 32 years old today. Also got to say happy birthday to legendary West Coast MC, my man Cocaine. Cocaine turns 51 years old today. And also got to say happy birthday to legendary Midwest MC. If you're definitely down with the Midwest movement, you definitely know about Mr. Cool Nuts. Cool Nuts turns 48 years old today, but he's definitely been doing his thing for years. Okay? Also, gotta say happy birthday to one of my favorite DJs in Middle Georgia, my man DJ Cube, as well as gotta say happy birthday to Virginia's own Slum City Marv, all right? One of my favorite MCs. My man Slum City Marv turns 35 years old today. All right, you know, I always like to tell you guys, a great way to tell someone happy birthday and let them know that you respect what they do is by checking out their music or checking out previous footage of them, just checking out some of their work. That's a great way to let a person know that you're thinking about them and you're helping them celebrate their birthday, okay? All right. Now, like I said, today is Monday, May the 11th, and I just want to let you guys know today is National Eat What You Want Day, okay? National Eat What You Want Day. It's observed annually on May the 11th. National Eat What You Want Day sets diets aside for a day of indulgence. It's about having one day of the year of eating with no regrets. Whether you love donuts or fast food, today is the day to gratify without feeling guilty. All right? Now, if you choose to celebrate Eat What You Want Day, let me see those pictures on social media. Make sure you hashtag Eat What You Want Day and hashtag Ridin Durty Radio. Also, if I can check them out, see what you guys eating on out there in the world. All right, let me give you a little celebrity news. All right, one time for Drake and Cardi B. They've been named all-time top artists on Spotify's Rap Caviar playlist. All right, Cardi B and Drake have been named all-time top artists on Spotify's Rap Caviar's playlist. Alright? Gotta say, my man Rich the Kid, he just dropped a new album, but it seems like he's in a bit of a trouble. He's being hit with a lawsuit for unpaid jewelry bill, alright? For over $2K. There's a jeweler out there who says Rich the Kid has over $200,000 worth of jewelry that he has not paid for. Alright? Alright, man. Also gotta say one time for Megan Thee Stallion and one time for Doja Cat. Megan Thee Stallion's album Sugar and Doja Cat's album Hot Pink has peaked on the album chart. So definitely one time for the ladies, definitely doing their things. And speaking of the charts, seems like my man Drake, I told y'all Friday, he released Dark Lane demo tapes. It debuted at number 2 on the top 200 chart. All right, and last but not least in celebrity news, my man Meek Mill and Takashi 6ix9ine, they're in a heated internet battle. All right, this thing started on Friday when Takashi released his music. Meek definitely took offense to Takashi going live on IG. He said some things. Takashi said, "Nicki don't want you." They've been going back and forth, sparring at each other, basically about him being a snitch and Meek not selling. And you know what? Bottom line is these two gentlemen are going back and forth. All I gotta say is this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for everyone who's upset that Takashi's home, every time you all post or talk about him, y'all do know you guys are just helping his algorithm. Now, I said this when Takashi was locked up, and I stand by it, and what I said is coming true. I told you guys that when Takashi comes home, all that snitching shit is aside because there's a part of America who does not care about that. Takashi appeals to middle class America, and snitching to them does not matter. So y'all might as well move on. Let those who like Takashi like him, and those who don't, shh, kill him with silence. All right, all right. That's your hip hop news. All right, now it's time for me to do what I enjoy doing most, and that's running my mouth to the people on the street. The people who are out there definitely doing their thing, moving our culture to the next level, whether it's through the internet, whether it's through arts, entertainment, music, culture, activism, philanthropists, entrepreneurs. If you're moving the culture to the next level, then this platform is for you. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today is no different than any other day on the Ridin Durty show. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Ridin Durty platform, female, or as I like to say, FemC, NuNu Ashay. How you doing today, ma'am?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. Just happy to be alive. Had a wonderful weekend with my mother, my wife, and all the ladies of my life. So, I'm in top spirits right now.
That's amazing. We got to do what we got to do to keep our vibrations high.
Man, we got to keep the vibrations high, and we got to keep them positive because the children are watching.
Exactly.
All right, so look, let's get into it. Miss NuNu Ashay, the first thing I got to ask is, where are you from, and what made you decide to get in the music business?
Well, I was born in Chicago, Illinois, but I moved to California at a young age, so I grew up in SoCal. And I decided to do music at a young age. Like, when I was in the 5th, 6th grade, I always known I loved rap, but one day I saw Nicki Minaj rapping, and that was really the first African American female rapper that I actually paid attention to like that, because I did not grow up in a household that listened to rap music. So when I saw someone, I'm like, hey, I'm black and she's black, I could do it too. So ever since then, I realized, like, okay, this dream is attainable, and I could not stop writing rap music since. So it's been a cool 10 years.
All right, so the first thing I got to ask you, what type of music was in your household?
They listened to a lot of R&B. It really wasn't a lot of rap.
Okay, now.
The first rap song I heard, the first, I'm not going to say it's the first time I heard rap, but my dad played the song She Got Her Own by, was it Neo or Jamie Foxx? And I heard Fabulous's verse. And I was like, oh, heck yeah. Like, this sounds good. This is what I want to do.
All right, now, was it that your family was against rap, or they just didn't care much for it?
It just wasn't their preference.
Okay. All right. Now, how much time did you spend in Chicago and as opposed to Southern Cal?
I was in Chicago for 3 years of my life, but ever since we moved, we visit Chicago at least once or twice a year.
Okay. Now, what's the Cali life like as opposed to your visit back to Chi-Town?
California is sunny. California, I mean, it's a huge difference. Even the buildings are different in both states, cities. And I just feel both places are home to me, though, because all my families are in Chicago, so it's always nice to go out there, visit cousins, my grandparents, and all of that. And then when I'm out here, I have my friends. We go out. It's a bit of a different vibe.
Okay. All right. Now, musically, especially with you hearing hip hop when you was in Cali, musically, what area does your sound reflect? Does it reflect more Cali? Does it reflect more Chi-Town, or is it more universal? Tell me a little bit about your sound.
My sound, I believe, is universal. I don't try to categorize myself in any type of place. So I do make music that just comes from the heart. I don't even write to beats. So, like, you know how there's some LA type beats, Chicago beats. No, I just write my music, and then my producer, Master Green, actually, he just makes the beat from scratch. So everything that I make is just whatever comes to me, whatever comes to us as a team when we work in the studio. But I don't believe that I sound like anyone else, any other place. I never heard anyone tell me that I sound like LA, New York, Chicago, any of that.
All right, so I got to ask, coming up in a household that didn't listen to a lot of rap, what was your family's response when you told them you wanted to be a rapper?
My mom was actually shocked. So was my dad. They actually graduated college with their master's and bachelor's degree, so they never expected me to go off on a musical path. And they were just shocked. And a lot of things that I had to do on my rap journey, I had to kind of push myself on my own for a minute, because they didn't understand that this was my true passion. So when they actually saw me paying for my studio time, getting interviews, stuff like that, actually putting up my music, I gained a lot more respect. And they're like, oh, wow, she's good and she could do this. So it was really a shock for them.
All right, now, being that they're both educated, what was that like, or what was, how much were they pushing education as opposed to you pursuing this music career? Because you're still young, or are you doing both right now?
They're huge on education. They're huge on it. They're actually both educators as well. Right now, I'm not in college. I did attend college for a short amount of time, but I did stop to focus on my rap career, because even when I was in school, and I do think school is very important, but ever since I did start writing raps and all that, I couldn't ever really concentrate in class because all I could think of is lyrics. That's all I could think of.
All right,
so that's my primary focus right now.
Okay. Also, I gotta ask, being a independent artist, the most important thing is your sound and ensuring that your sound is right. And I noticed you mentioned Master Green. How hard was it for you to match yourself up with a producer that could bring your vision to sound?
Honestly, my meeting with Master Green was the universe. That was God sending me the right person at the right time of my life to help me get this vision going, because I heard a beat, I heard a song, and I had a friend named Oso. He's a rapper as well, and I heard his song, and I was like, wow, this beat is pretty dope. And at the time, I was going through so many different songs. I was listening to so many different people's stuff, trying to see who I felt like I could vibe with, what beat I could vibe with. And although I didn't make a beat that was similar to his, I just could tell that, okay, wow, because he does the mixing and the mastering as well. I'm like, hey, can you hook me up with him? So ever since then, he hooks me up. A few months later, I go on a studio with Master Green, and that's how we created Move in Silence. It was already written beforehand, but he went in and made that beat for me, and we got it pushing. It was amazing.
All right. Also, as I'm doing my research here, I noticed you had a couple opportunities to come perform in Atlanta. What was that like?
Oh my gosh, my performance in Atlanta was amazing. I was a little nervous before because I never really been to Atlanta like that. I'd been one time before then, but there was a lot of people performing and all that, and I performed towards the end, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know how this is going to happen, but what I tell myself is, there's no time to be scared, there's no time to be nervous, so I just went in and did it, and honestly, the crowd really loved me. I was so surprised at their reaction. They all crowded around me, and after that, I just could say I love Atlanta.
All right. Well, actually, like,
it was crazy.
How'd you create this opportunity in Atlanta, being on the West Coast?
Well, I got the opportunity from Baby Coach. Coach K, he's one of the CEOs of Quality Control, and his son actually was hosting a performance thing, and he allowed me to be a part of it and perform.
That's dope.
Yes, I appreciate him for that.
In your musical journey, the first thing I gotta say or ask is, how do you feel about the emergence of women in 2020 in hip hop?
Wow, everything is so diverse now. We have so many different female rappers in the industry. Actually, currently, Nicki Minaj and Doja Cat are number one, their first number one, and then Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion is number two. So to see this rise in female hip hop and 4 different women on top of the charts at the same time, that's amazing. And it just makes it will allow anybody to realize, any little girl, and all 4 of them are Black girls, Black women empowered. So it just lets you know you could do anything. It's amazing.
All right, now, as a female MC, a lot of females that I've interviewed over my 15-plus year radio career have told me that a lot of times it's hard for their male counterparts to take them serious, or when they go into the studio, or when people offer to work with them, they're not taken serious, or they're looked upon as eye candy, or the first lady of this, or, old casting couch stories. What has been some of your experiences being a female getting into the hip-hop game?
Well, actually, I've experienced my fair share of that in a way. I experienced a lot of men want control, experiencing a lot of men wanting control over your work, or like have a lot of say on what you need to do and not to do, you know what I mean? And you honestly just have to take control of yourself. You have to be assertive in this industry, no matter what they say about you as a woman. You have to be strong, or else a lot of men can run over you. You know what I mean? You really do have to be strong in this industry as a female.
Okay.
And most of the time, I'm around only guys. When I'm in the studio or when I'm performing, I'm around guys. You know what I mean? So you just really have to assert yourself a certain way in order to be treated a certain way.
Okay. As an independent artist, what has been your hardest or your biggest struggle?
My biggest struggle would probably be just trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to push my music out here? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do the treatment for my music video? And all of those things I learned as an independent artist, you're not going to get the answers right away. Those things come with time. So I try not to beat myself too bad about it, because I realize that you get it as you go, you know?
Definitely.
But definitely just trying to figure out what marketing and what area to promote my music in and stuff like that. And right now I feel like it's kind of coming off the ground, and I'm doing the best I can, and it's going to get better each time I go.
Okay. All right. Now I have to ask this question. At this point in your career, how do your parents look at it? At you pursuing music?
At this point in my career, they're so proud of me. My dad recently said, "Wow, you said you were going to do it, and look at you, you're doing it." My mom, she couldn't be even more proud. She actually kind of acts like as a manager in a way, because she helps manage my Facebook page. They're just so proud. My mom listens to my music so much. She never listened to rap music like that. I mean, she listened to some of her old school stuff, but she listens to my music. She says she loves my music, and they actually are really proud of me.
That's definitely what's up. So look, let's talk about this single, Move in Silence. Tell me a little bit about it, the production, and the concept.
Well, like I said, Move in Silence was my first project that I worked on with my producer, and we just went in there. I was nervous. I actually wrote the song after this long experience of me and a friend going out to LA, and I would network with different people in like Calabasas, Beverly Hills, and I also had a love relationship at that time with a certain person. And everything that I learned in that experience, and like the different things that I've been through, I learned to move in silence, first of all, because a lot of people will try to steal your plans and steal your moves, and everybody is not happy for you. Not everyone is happy for you. And I learned that you just have to do what you got to do to keep going and chasing your dream, your vision. If you have a vision, you have to see it clearly, you have to hold on to it, and you have to chase it, you know what I mean, until it happens. And that's what I learned. And as for the romance part of Moving Silence, it's just really about like finding that one person that gets your vision and who could be a part of that vision. And together you guys move in silence and reach the top.
All right. Now, that leads to what was going to be the question before that question, but I didn't ask, but you mentioned it, so now I'm going to ask. What's it like trying to have a dating life and pursue music?
It's not easy sometimes, because for someone like me, I could go in modes where I'm not super affectionate, and I'm like just super focused on what I gotta do, focused on my goals, and focus on what's next. And sometimes that can make the other person feel neglected. But I noticed that if that person also has some artistic craft going on and they're chasing their dream, it could work out pretty good sometimes, because you guys get each other and you can support each other and help each other level up. So it really depends on who you're with.
So basically, you probably need to date a rapper.
Maybe so. Anything in the artistic industry, anything when it comes to that. Yes, I agree.
All right. Also, tell me a little bit about the origin of the name.
NuNu Asé. So NuNu always been my nickname growing up. You're talking about my name, right?
Hmm? Yes.
Are you talking about my rap name?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. NuNu always been my name, my nickname growing up. My auntie Angie, she nicknamed me NuNu as a baby, and everybody in my family would just always call me NuNu. I used to be kind of embarrassed of it, but then as I gotten older, some people in school started calling me NuNu, and I started to be like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should just keep this name. And as for Ashay, Ashay is actually derives from Yoruba and Ifa culture, and it's just pretty much about prosperity, harmonizing, like it's all the good things in life, the wealth. Ashay is wealth, Ashay is blessings, everything good. It's from Nigeria. And I decided, you know what, I want that name attached to me, so NuNu Ashay, that's how that came about.
All right. I just want to ask about a couple songs before we get into Moving Silence. Just a couple songs I noticed as I was doing my research. Tell me a little about Aquafina.
Aquafina. So one day I went into the studio, and you remember I brought up a guy named Oso, another rapper from out here. Well, one day I went to maybe do a song with my producer, Master Green, in the studio, and they were already there, No Sleep. The group named No Sleep. And they were just working on a song already when I got there. And I'm just listening to it, just bobbing my head. I'm like, this sounds good. And so Oso says to me, well, hey, NuNu, do you want to do the song? Do you want to put in a verse? And then I was like, really? Sure. So this was actually my first official collaboration. And after he asked me to do the verse, I listened to that beat, and I just wrote my verse real quick.
Okay.
I love that song, actually. It just got released.
All right. Bird Call.
Yes, Bird Call. When I made Bird Call, I was outside of my backyard, and the reason why it's named Bird Call in the first place is because when I was out there just thinking and thinking about, I was thinking about guys, I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about guys. And I was thinking about the guys I dealt with, and
90
I was just thinking about my goals as well. And next thing you know, all these little tiny birds start chirping and coming around my space when I was in the backyard. And I was just noticing how all these birds are lined up looking at me, just chirping while I'm singing. So I'm like, wow. It's like I kind of attracted these birds. So I was like, you know, let me write about this. So that's how I came up with Bird Call. I was basically just talking mess.
60 seconds.
And it worked out like that.
All right. Last one. I'm Crazy.
I'm crazy. So I made I'm crazy because I used to have a bit of a temper, you know, and when it comes to certain people who keep testing me, I don't play about that. And if you test a person too many times, you're gonna get crazy. So that's really pretty much where I'm crazy came from, because I could seem nice sometimes, and I think that people think that they could take advantage of me because of my kindness, but they don't realize, test me too many times, and you're going to see the crazy.
10 seconds.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Last thing. First, let everyone know how to find you on the World Wide Web, and last, introduce the record to the world.
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
All right, first thing I want you to do is let everyone know how to keep up with you when it comes to the World Wide Web, and then introduce the song.
Yeah, you can find me on the internet under NuNu Ashay, NuNuASE. This is going to be Moving Silence by NuNu Ashay.
Appreciate it. You have a good day.
The sun, I'm the moon, but this love is ocean. Hold you down. really down, I see the blessings coming soon. Rain down, and then the flowers start to bloom. Kiss me on my arrogant, and you gon' get this pum pum. Fuck it, what's really good with you? What do you wanna do? I got a master plan for us, I see the vision. I'm not soon, I see the future. Like voodoo, I just know a few things. And this big is deja vu. Come confide in me, yeah, you can cry to me. Something about you said you're the right guy for me. I wanna know your future plans, like you gon' write for me. I wanna hear that beat again, I really feel the vibe when we sing. I really fantasize about you and the finer things. I know I'm good when I got you on the side of me. Talk to them niggas, but you mushy behind the scenes. Go get 'em, baby, go Superman your lady. Handle shit how you supposed to, we no fugazi. I'm stacking tables while you up, we moving hella crazy. Put up on the way, I guess we moving hella shady. We on the way now, no time to play now. I got my eyes on the vision, and that's a beautiful crown. I'm gonna feast now, ready to eat now. Kings and queens at the table, and it's speaking now. We move in silence, real slow when I'm making a turn. We move in silence, silence, silence. Real slow when I'm making a turn. You move in silence, 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 silence. How to let them know now? Ain't no new friend. Ain't never hit me before. Stop with the nuisance. Catch me in Calabasas on the weekends. I network with the riskets. I don't party with pretense. I don't drink, but it deepens. The rock with the fruit, but with the spirits we drinking. Think rock for the glory, I shape for the emphasis. It's not regular, so I got the crowd on defense. They wonder who me is. I'm the new beat, but I intend to be cheesy. And about a year from now, I'm gonna give niggas reasons to be mad. They hate to see females win, so they lash. Niggas need some extensions and a tap ASAP. It's that time of the month, ain't holding back. I'm in the game, bitch, call me Shaq. We on the way now, no time to play now. I got my eyes on the vision, and that's a beautiful crown. I'm gonna feast now, ready to eat now. Kings and queens at the table, ain't no speaking now. We move in silence, 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 silence. Real slow when I'm making a turn. We move in silence, 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 silence. Real slow when I'm making a turn. We move in silence, 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 silence.
Alright, that was Miss NuNu Ashay. This is your boy Vic XL. This is the Ridin Durty Show. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Y'all be blessed. Make sure y'all check us out at 6 p.m. with another episode of The Duel. Yeah.